Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bourbon Bar. I'm Holden, and tonight, I'm alone on an adventure, a solo adventure of drinking whiskey. Not for the whole time. Lauren will show up eventually, but unfortunately, she's still at work. Actually, she's driving home, so it's likely that she could be in the chat with us here. But she's driving, so if she does say anything, it might be probably won't be much. So, but that being said, guys, we got some new whiskeys here today, and honestly, I'm excited. I've spent $300. Let's see, like 350-ish, 300 to 350-ish dollars on whiskey in the past week. And I only added up to about 3 bottles, but all worth it in my opinion. So we're gonna be drinking some of those. One of them I don't even have yet, which I'll talk about later. But the other ones are here, and so I'm gonna drink some of them because I want to. Tater Dom's in the chat already. Says cheers, everyone. Tater Dom, man, cheers to you. Thanks for being here. Also, we got JP Bama says I picked up this Booker's a few days ago. Yeah, where are you from? I know I just landed in Wisconsin a few days ago, or probably last week, late last week, early this week. It was all around the Wisconsin area, which is where I'm from. But you know, I was excited to find it. I honestly wasn't even looking for it, even though I love Booker's. I just assume now that I'm not going to be able to find it. But then I found it twice. I found it at 2 different stores, which is wild. I only bought one of them because they were both $100. So I wasn't going to buy twice. But Bino in the house. Cheers, Bino. Thanks for being here. Sugar Kitty is also here. Says hashtag Lauren Show. Yes, well, she's a little late. So if she keeps being late, I'm going to have to take my name back. Take away the Lauren Show and start calling it the Bourbon Bar again. That would be a disaster. But Bama says tastes good to me. I don't see a reason for the hate on this one. And he's from Alabama. Oh, that would make sense since it's Bama in the okay, I got it. Yeah, I've only seen one review of it. I only really watched the one review of it after, and it's funny because I drank it. I did already open it up and do one glass of it, and I thought it was great. I really liked it. Then I watched Jason C's video, his review on it from the Mashing Drum, and he actually hated it. Like hated it. And I don't know why, because I thought it was great. I didn't really watch any other reviews because I quite frankly didn't have any time. I really just wanted to see what he thought. But yeah, we're gonna drink it here today. But I also got over here the last batch that I had acquired, which unfortunately I don't have the first batch of this year, but I do have the last batch of last year. So I'm gonna be drinking that one first to warm up the palate before I get into this one, and then maybe I'll do a little bit of a side-by-side when I get to that. But also here today with me, I found this bad boy. This is the J Henry and Sons Bellefontaine Reserve bourbon. It's 5 years old, coming in at 51.5% alcohol. That is 103 proof. And this is a straight bourbon whiskey finished in cognac barrels. Now I'm 99% sure that this is blended by Nancy Freely, who is also very famous for doing the cigar blends and stuff. I think she does all of J Henry's blending, or a lot of J Henry's blending. So she did have a hand in that. And this is probably a pretty popular one in the Wisconsin area. It is a Wisconsin, through and through, a Wisconsin whiskey. It's all made from grains grown here in Wisconsin locally at the J Henry farm, I believe. And then it goes straight into their whiskey. I do have their normal bourbon down there, which actually I should grab. I can do a side-by-side comparison between the normal and the cognac, because the normal one is also a 5-year age stated, but obviously not finished in the cognac barrels. And this one is finished in cognac barrels. I just have to find it. I know it's down there somewhere, but yeah. So, am I blind? I gotta get another whiskey shelf, because honestly, I've like added like 20 new bottles since I moved here, and they get harder and harder for me to find when I need to find them. Like right now, I could not find the J Henry. Oh wait, no, I see it. For the life of me, but shelving, at least shelving that have tall enough racks for taller bottles like Booker's or E.H. Taylor tubes or things of that nature needs to be about 14 inches tall. And the only shelves that I could find that look nice and have space and have 14 inches, whatever, for a decent price are still $250 a piece. And I would need at least 2 of them, I believe, to fit in this room or to fit all my whiskey. So that being said, it's been a while since I've done that. But Hanging AZ is also here. Says, how are you now, bud? So Hanging AZ, glad to see you, buddy. Doing good over here at the Bourbon Bar. Robin's here. Says, cheers all. Robin, thank you for stopping in. Cheers to you. I don't know so much about hate for the bourbon as a price pretty high for a bottle without much age. Yeah, so on the Bookers, for hate for Bookers, yeah, the price can be an issue. But if you like the palate and if you like the juice in the bottle and you're willing to pay the price, then the price doesn't matter. And I'm one of the few, no, I wouldn't say few actually. I think there's still a decent following behind people who like Bookers. But it is a lot more controversial because there are some people who don't think it's worth it. I'm willing to pay for it. I like the box. I like the bottle. I like the stories. And I usually like the juice that comes out of them. So I've never really been too disappointed in a Booker's. But I know for a fact that that is not everyone's opinion and that some people don't love that palate as much. Derek's here, says, cheers, Derek. Cheers to you. Sugar Kitty says either way, or either that, or you need to start streaming later so you can start the show, or so your star can start the show. Yeah, I know. But the thing is, she makes her own schedule. So, I mean, she could have maybe not worked right now. And she used to not do it. I don't know. Her schedule's weird. So no matter when I start streaming, it's always going to be like up in the air like that. The problem is if I stream later, I'm streaming at the same time as the Junkies, which is a huge, I wouldn't say, I don't get that many people, but there are more people that want to cross. And then I feel like the later I go, the more people streaming there are. I really don't want to cross into other people's times, if I don't have to, I should say. So I kind of just keep it at this time. It just works out, I guess, for the best. And for my normal length of time, I do at least have a little bit of time when I get done streaming before I have to go to sleep. Otherwise, if I did it an hour later, by the time I got done streaming, it would be actually just time for bed, which is depressing because I already do that with my work. So I like to get a little bit of free time now and then. 7 years is a pretty good age. Yeah, I like the 7 years. So actually, I had 2 opportunities to buy Four Roses single barrels, but they were both, one was $99, and these are barrel strength barrel picks, by the way, from stores. One was $99 and the other one was $95.99 or something like that, so $96. Did Four Roses raise their pricing on their single barrels? Because when I bought my single barrel from Woodman's last year, it was not that price. And this year, one of the ones, it's actually at Woodman's right now for $95 a bottle. It's 11 years and 2 months, I believe, old. And it's OESQ, I believe, is the recipe for it. And I wanted to buy it so bad, but after buying these 2 things and another expensive whiskey that I got, I just spent like $350 on whiskey. I'm not about to spend another $100 on whiskey that I don't remember it being $100 last year. So I don't know. I'm still up in the air about it. I just can't justify spending the money, but at the same time, I want to get every recipe from Four Roses single barrels because I just want that in my class. I want to be able to compare and contrast every recipe of Four Roses, and they're good. They're great barrel strength single barrels. It's like Old Forester single barrels, Elijah Craig barrel proof single barrels. They're always just great, and Russell single barrels. All those are all just usually just really good whiskey. But $100, man, oh man, it's hard to justify $100 only because, and it's funny because I got this for $100 and I didn't blink twice. But like last year, I swear I paid 65 for 4 roses barrel strength, and now it's 100. Doesn't make sense much to me, but Peter is in the chat and says cheers. So Peter, cheers to you, man. Casey is also here. Says cheers, y'all. Casey, my man, how you doing? How you doing? Casey got some good bottles this past weekend as well. I'm sure he'll share in the chat what he got if he feels so inclined. But he's actually one of the ones who got, or actually he's the one who got the third bottle that I don't have here tonight. Is actually because he has it at his house. But he found one and bought one for me because he's an absolute stud. So thank you, Casey, for that. He says, so if they didn't have the fancy package, how much could the bourbon go for? Without the fancy package, I mean, if it was just a bottle of whiskey, like, I'd still pay $80 for it. Like, and this is just me and my personal opinion, like, I honestly find more excitement getting a Booker's than I do in Logic Craig Barrel Proof. And I have more fun drinking the Booker's than a Logic Craig Barrel Proof. And I'm not saying that the whiskey in it is better, because I'm pretty sure I did a blind flight between the two, and a Logic Craig won. What I am saying is that I just look forward to and enjoy the Booker's more when I'm not blind and I'm just picking it out. Now, juice in the bottle, $80. I would pay the same thing I'd pay for a Logic Craig Barrel Proof. The box and the story, and it's significantly harder to find than a Logic Craig Barrel Proof. I have yet to miss in a Logic Craig Barrel Proof since I started collecting, and I've had to search high and low and outsource to other people and like work my ass off to get Booker's. So it's like there's tiers to it, but yeah, at $70 or $80 if it was just the bottle and it wasn't allocated. If it was sitting on the shelf, I would pay $70 to $80 for it. Lauren says, I'm letting Holden have this time to shine before I take over. Absolutely. She's just giving me a chance to spread my wings. Yes, a humble start. Kyle Adams in the chat says, you drank it all. I haven't drank anything yet, actually. These are empty glasses. These are just chilling here. I haven't actually poured anything yet because I want to go down and get my J Henry, warm up my palate, and then compare it to the Bellefontaine. But Bino says, right on, Lauren. Bama says, the Mash and Drum guy really trashed this one. Yeah, I know. I was sitting next to Lauren when I was watching it, and I had just told her about how much I liked it and how I wanted to see someone else's opinion on it. And you can ask her. I literally was sitting there, and this guy is just ragging on it like, this sucks. This is going to be a short review. This is horrible whiskey. Don't buy it. And I'm just like, I like it. I actually liked it a lot. I don't know. So I'm going to have to compare it to these other ones, some other ones that I got, and see if it's really as bad as he says it is, or maybe the batches are just, a little bit different. But yeah, humbles. I don't know if humble's the right word. Sugar says, everyone remember to like the like and like the lick. It tastes good. Might be a bit expensive, but it tastes good. Yes, guys. Well, actually hitting the like button is free. The only thing that really costs money is if you guys are interested on my Patreon, which I've linked down in the description. Not a whole lot going on there recently because very busy time for me this summer, but I will have first option, and I'm about to make t-shirts. I've been more and more inclined toward doing the t-shirts and getting some merch done for you guys. It's just there's a stretch. I was busy basically every weekend in June, including July 1st. I'm also busy. And then July 22nd, I'm busy. And then I have a bachelor party at some point at the end of July or beginning of August. And then I have a wedding in September. But I think sometime here in July or sometime in August, I should be able to have time to try to get a little bit of a merch thing going. Now, in terms of research for merch, I haven't done a whole lot of it. So it's probably going to take longer and be harder than I'm expecting it to be. But my plan is to start. So I don't know when you guys are actually going to see it. But yeah, so Patreon, if you guys are interested, $2 or $5 tier members, links in the description. And you could get some crack at some merch. Get a crack at some merch. And it's not going to be just Bourbon Bar things. I'll probably throw a Bourbon Bar logo on them somewhere, like on the neck for most of them or all of them. But I kind of want to design some just like funny bourbon related, whiskey related joke shirts and just like cool whiskey shirts. I don't want it to be just the bourbon bar because honestly, like sometimes I think of these like funny bourbon like scenarios and stuff, and like it's something you could put on a shirt, but it has nothing to do with the bourbon bar. But I'm like, you know what? Why not make it? You know, why not give people the option to wear it around? That would be cool to see people walking around in bourbon bar merch. But Joe says, glad to see you finally got the new Bookers. Yes, yes, indeed. Thank you. Yeah, after it's funny after I think it was the day after you asked me if I got it, I found it. I think it was I live streamed on last Tuesday, and I think I bought it like Wednesday or Thursday, so either a day or two after. And it was funny because I was at Woodman's. This was sitting on the back shelf, said limit one per customer. It was sitting there next to some like Buffalo Trace cream, Sazerac rye, just like some tater stuff. I think there was a Baker's up there too, which I did want a Baker's, but I wanted this more. And so I had her grab me this, and I saw an empty spot on the shelf where it said $95. And I'm like, just out of curiosity, what was on that $95 spot? And she said, oh, that was Booker's. And then she gestures to the floor where there's a box that says Booker's on it. And I'm like, is there any in there? Is there any left that I can go get one? She's just like, instead of this? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh, sure. And I'm like, okay. And so she pulled it out and I bought it. And then Lauren went back like a day later and got me this guy. And Casey found me one in Illinois, in Rockford, Illinois, from a Binny's. He found me a different bottle that I've yet to disclose. But yeah, it's been pretty good on the whiskey front so far. True Sugar Kitty Knob Creek 120 is a solid product for sure. Yeah, there's honestly like Knob Creek and Baker's, they're cheaper. They're still really good. They have that like, I feel like Baker's is what Booker's is without the box. And Baker's goes for like $70, but it's not barrel strength, whereas Booker's is barrel strength. So that kind of like, I feel like that kind of justifies my point. Whereas like, yeah, I pay $70 for Booker's without a box, because Booker's without a box is almost Baker's, except Baker's is single barrels and Booker's is batches. But you know what I mean. Just kind of talking over my ass here, but the pics of it are fire. There's a lot of them at $55 or so. Good ones near 12 years too. Yes, I know. I know you're talking about Bama, but it's funny that I don't have a Knob Creek single barrel yet. I've drank many of them, but I actually bought one for a friend. I've never bought one for myself. Holden Chateau Bow Wow. Chateau Bow Wow. No other way to say it. You're right. Chateau Bow Wow. Stacy H. 4-Leaf Whiskey's in the chat says, cheers, everyone. Stacy, cheers. Thanks for being here. Glad to see you around. Is there a bourbon in the doghouse? I mean, if there was bourbon in the doghouse, oh, man. You guys just gave me the best idea. In my bar, when I build the bar in the basement, I'm going to put a doghouse somewhere, and there's going to be a plaque that says Chateau Bow Wow, and it's going to be a doghouse, like a bourbon themed doghouse. That's so cool. Like, yeah, because I'm going to get a bulldog. Yeah, and then I can take pictures of the bulldog in Chateau Bow Wow, and because Lauren refuses to get a bulldog unless she gets a dog, her own dog. See, we can either get one dog that we both like, but since Lauren doesn't like bulldogs, and I really want a nice big fat bulldog, she said I can get a bulldog as long as she gets her own dog. So she's gonna get like a wiener dog. She's gonna name it Johnson, after like Johnsonville brats, like Johnsonville like wieners and stuff. And then the bulldog's name is still up in the air. I haven't decided. I think we decided we were gonna call it Gus, because if he farts, then he'll be Gassy Gus. So Gassy Gus will be in Chateau Bow Wow, being a photo model of the bourbon bar. But Four Roses barrel picks at barrel strength often resell for $300 or more. $99 is low. Bye. Sugar Kitty, you're making decisions very tough for me Lauren is not going to be happy if I buy these Four Roses. And it's funny. So the other Four Roses single barrel that I saw was from Festival Foods, and it was barrel strength, but it was only 8 years and 9 months, whereas the one from Woodman's is 11 years and 2 months. So, and the recipes were different. I thought about buying both of them, but like I said, $100, yikes. But man, maybe I should buy. It's not really any whiskey really that's coming out until a couple months. It could be I said, see, that's when Lauren bought me this. She said, "Is there any other whiskey that you plan to be buying in the next little bit?" And I'm like, "No." And then she bought it for me. And then the next day I saw on Facebook that Woodman's had the Four Roses, and I'm like, well, maybe, right? But I mean, we'll figure it out. We'll talk finances. Maybe I just have to work a little bit of overtime at the old Menards. Lauren said I had bread pudding the other day. It was not as good as Stacy's. Well, not many bread puddings could ever beat Stacy's. I mean, there would probably have to be a Michelin star restaurant to get Stacy's kind of bread pudding, to be fair. But I cut my teeth on Four Roses private barrels, higher proof, but 8 to 9 years ago, but impossible to find now. Damn, it used to pay $59.99 for Four Roses barrel strength. Yeah, I swear that last year I paid $65. It was like $70 after tax for my Four Roses single barrel. It was either that or it was $80, but I know for a fact it wasn't $100. Honestly, I would have drank it in one of my other live streams, so we could totally go back and look. But yeah, Four Leaf Whiskey said I picked up a Four Roses private selection at the distillery on Sunday. It's really good. Which recipe did you get? 65 for Four Roses, or probably for a barrel select, different product. Hold on, barrel select. Just a second, because I'll show you the bottle that I got for. I think it was $65. Since I gotta come down. Oh, I'm moving the camera now too. Look at me go. 1 minute. Like I said, so unorganized over here. You're just gonna have to listen to my lovely voice while I grab this. Here it is. It's a Four Roses single barrel private selection, which I think is what you said. No, that says barrel select. This is private select. This is the Four Roses single barrel strength that I got from Woodman's. This is the OESV recipe, and this is 11 years and 7 months. The one that is for sale now is a OESQ recipe. So that means that it is floral with banana, refreshing, medium body. Whereas this one would be delicate, fruity, spicy, and creamy. So I don't know. Maybe we'll go check it out. I don't know. Maybe we'll check it out. But I did get the other J Henry up here. That way I can actually pour some whiskey in the glasses here and get my palate warmed up, since it's been 23 minutes and I haven't drank anything yet tonight. And honestly, I'm in the drinking mood because love me some whiskey, and it's been a while since I just really just drank just a whole bunch of whiskey. And I'm not gonna get drunk tonight, but I am gonna have fun. So isn't that what they always say? I'm not gonna get too drunk tonight. I'm just enough to have a little bit of fun. Okay, don't tell my mom. Let's bust through some more of these comments here. Casey Scissor said some good things come out of Illinois. Too bad it's Illinois. Yeah, true. That's true. In case you guys are wondering, the bottle that Casey picked up for me in Illinois is the new Woodford Batch Proof 124.7. 124.7? It's the new Woodford Batch Proof. Casey's an absolute G. Found it for me at a Binny's in Illinois. It was a little bit above retail. Plus Illinois' tax on alcohol, But overall, I'm excited to try it. He's going to bring it up here whenever he gets a chance, and I'm going to drink it and review it and compare it to the other one. And if you guys aren't aware, the last year's batch of Woodford Batch Proof won my Whiskey of the Year last year. and it is one of Lauren's favorite whiskeys that I have. So, needless to say, the expectations are a bit high for that one. So, but Casey also got some other good stuff, which if he wants to share, he's more than welcome to, and I'll read it out loud when he does. Hanging AZ says, I love Beam stuff, but not sure those are worth a hundo to me. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the collectorness of it adds the value. The fact that I can never find it and it comes in a fancy box and has a cool story, that's what makes it $100. But yeah, I mean, $70. Realistically, like back when they were retailed for like 70 or 80, that was a great deal because like the box is cool, but it doesn't offer that much more. No, I think it's like the collectability aspect of it, the hardness to find. You know, I paid $20 over retail to get my Woodford batch proof that Casey got for me, but it was worth it because I wasn't gonna find it. All the places that I know around Green Bay, they had already got it and sold it already, so it was my last attempt to get it. So yeah, Booker's is always unique and different between batches. I guess that's why I gravitate toward it, regardless of the $9 price. Yeah, that too. And this one I think is a bit more different than any of the other ones I've tasted so far. Actually, it's probably one of the more unique ones, I think. Turkey says the lick is free, but it tastes expensive. In other words, it's a great value. Good say there, Turkey. Absolutely, yes, like the like. It's free, but it tastes decadent, amazing, full-bodied. It's a full-body experience. Subscribe to the Bourbon Bar. You won't be disappointed. Every Tuesday, you get to come here and see my beautiful face. And honestly, Lauren's beautiful face, too, if she ever makes it on time. But overall, you guys won't be disappointed. And I put out videos. It's getting a little bit less because I've been putting them out every other week now. Because honestly, I don't have time to breathe, let alone record and edit videos. But I am getting some new whiskey, which means I'm going to have more content to put out. I'm going to have to do a review on this, a review on this, and a review of the Woodford Batch Proof. So I do have ample videos to put out, which means I should do some recording pretty soon. I will contest. The Bourbon Bar Glens are awesome. Thank you. They are. I'm happy with the Bourbon Bar Glens. Lauren actually did a great job with the design and everything of them, so that's awesome. Stacy said I picked up Pinky's batch in December. Not sure if I'd get another Booker's. It's okay. And actually, I think that's the one I have sitting here. That is the one. That is 2022-04 Pinky's batch. That's the one that I'm going to be drinking before I get to this guy here. But I'm just going to speed. Oh my gosh. I'm going to speed through these comments here so I can get drinking these J Henrys because, you know, yeah. Louis DeFit. I mean, for no matter how many times I see your name, Louis, I'll never get it right. So you're always just going to be Louis. Louis in the chat says, heard the new Booker's is disappointing. Yeah, we were talking about that. I liked it a lot when I first tasted it. So we'll see how it is tonight on the channel. But I liked it a lot. So I don't know. It's Dickens. It is Dickens. Casey says, heck yeah, they are slick. Bakers are good around 7 years, I think. And see them for 50 or 60 bucks. Yeah. Baker's is fantastic. Tony agrees. Baker's is always a banger. Absolutely. Some Bakers are over 8 years old too, depending on the barrel. Yeah, Casey got one that is around that 8-year age statement, and it's phenomenal. I like the taste difference, but when drinking high proof whiskey is not great for me. True. I'm a proof whore, so through and through, I like the proofiness. Casey says it's also really cool that they have a website to enter the barrel number, and it gives you a rundown of where it is in the rick house. Yeah, for the Bakers, they do that. It's very, I feel like the Bakers and Bookers lineup is very collector oriented. It's super cool. You can get all the information about the bottles, where they were stored. I mean, this has a full rick house and percentage from what rick house where on their tags in the Booker batches too. So that's cool. Doghouse Bourbon, yeah, buddy. Oh, if I had a distillery, I could call it Doghouse Bourbon. Chateau Bow Wow could be one of the bottles. That'd be cool. Bakers potentially and Bookers, even if different, are somewhat comparative. That's a good reason why Bookers should be about 60 and not more. You guys are all making great points. Great points. I would have bought the Four Roses over the Bookers. That, yeah, I mean, it's a valid point. Bama says they introduced quarterly lotteries here in Alabama in March for the allocated stuff. I feel like there's been a few more lotteries in Wisconsin recently, but not like a whole bunch around like me. Oh, Lauren must be home. I hear the door jingling. That or it's an intruder. I usually take notice when Sugar Kitty says bye, bye, bye. To be fair, yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, go, go, go to Woodman's after this live stream. But Lauren's here and she's going to be telling me no, no, no when I'm trying to bye, bye, bye. So I forgot. It's that stock. I forgot that stock guy's name, but buy, 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 sell, sell, sell. Sugar says if Lauren buys you the 4 roses, fine. If not, you'll be lucky to be in Chateau Bow Wow. Hey, we have the same bank account now, so not only is it my 4 roses, it'll be our 4 roses. Now, 101 here might have a beer. Oh my, that's hot. That's hot. 101 in Arizona.
So, do your legs not work?
Why?
Because you didn't bring the garbage can in.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. This J Henry smells great. Took the pug out for a walk and she almost caught on fire. That's funny. That's funny. Exactly private select equals different recipes. Barrel select equals normal lower price proof bottle. Oh yeah, they have the barrel select. They always have the barrel select in stock. That's the one on the shelf. Usually about 100 proof. I see that barrel select all the time. No, this is 100% a private select done by Woodman's. It's even got the little Woodman's logo, and so is the one that they're selling over at Woodman's right now, which Lauren and I might go to after this live stream. I don't think she heard me. I miss those unique 4 roses yeast recipes. Yeah, I want to get all of them so I can compare them all. That'd be super cool. I think the OSQ is the single barrel. Kilco sent me a few samples, good stuff, and I'm pretty sure the OESQ is the one they have at Woodman's right now. So it sounds like more and more that I need to go get it. It was 107 2 days ago. Dude, that's not okay. Like, man, that's hot. I mean, that's perfect. Yeah, Weller 107. That's perfect drinking whiskey temperatures, depending on what whiskey you like. If you like the stuff at 107 proof, then you have an excuse. We get the humidity in Alabama. We wear the weather. Yeah, same in Wisconsin. Wisconsin's just super humid all the time. So on Casey's adventure to Illinois, he got a Jack Daniel's 10-year, which he said is delish. He got a Blanton's single barrel. It was a store pick, and because they're all single barrels, but his specifically was a store pick. Then he got a Sagamore Double Oak Rye, and then lastly he got his Woodford Batch Proof, which is super cool. And he got one for me, which is even more cool. But hey, Bubba, how you doing?
I'm okay.
People are excited to see you. They were looking for you.
This one.
What is that? Lauren's going to be drinking Brooklyn Brewery's Bel Air Sour. It's a tropical sour, as you can see there. So I'm going to go ahead and get her a little cup. Oh, wait. Actually, there's a cup right here for her. But yeah, so catch up with these comments, and then we drink whiskey. That's my first and only Glen. I'm really surprised I have not smashed it yet. Yes, please don't, because that would make me quite sad. And then I would have to send you another one. Proof 4. Yes. Well, yeah, I really am proof 4. You won the right to buy an overpriced bottle. Wow. Yeah, right. No kidding. That's the way that all the lotteries work. But at least you can get them at retail when you win a lottery, usually. Lauren, Sugar Kitty says a star arrived. That means you're a star. The ghost of Lauren Whiting. Ooh. That's true. Very true. Well, they are regular retail price. Just pick 50 spots in about 20 stores to have first pick. That's true. Yeah, you got to enter as many of those lotteries as you can get. And Vino says, hello, Lauren, and cheers.
Hi.
So.
Thank you.
Lauren's got some noodles, pasta, breadsticks, and a beer. And now I'm going to dive into these J Henry, because Nancy Fraley, obviously you guys know that she does great work. And the normal J Henry, which you guys know I have enjoyed in the past, it is a 5-year-old bourbon, all made from grains in Wisconsin, and distilled and aged here in Wisconsin, kind of in the western part of the state. But on the nose, It smells. I'm getting like a tomato, basil, garlic. It's Lauren's food. Just kidding. I'm not kidding because it smells totally like pasta in here. But I do get a bit of like a sweet corn, caramel sweet corn. It's got like, you can smell the grain in it, but not like young grain. It's more like sweet corn on purpose, kind of like a corn whiskey type vibe. But it smells sweet. It smells good. So let's get it on the palate.
I don't know if I'm gonna like this.
Hmm.
It smells like I'm not gonna like it. Oh no, I like it. It's yummy.
On the palate of the normal J Henry, very classic-y bourbon, but with, like I said, a little bit of a grainy note in there. Not a young grainy note, but like a good grainy note.
This is not the new one.
No, this one's the new one. I got it over here. It's like like a butterscotchy on the palate. I want to get a second sip here because this was my first sip of the day on the first whiskey of the day. The proof of this normal J Henry is 46%, so 92 proof. Does have a little bit of a fruity aspect in there, like a light red fruit, as in like a faint red fruitiness in there. Along with that, like butterscotch, vanilla is probably a decent note as well.
Like your camera is
A little bit slanted toward me.
No, towards me because of how
Toward
much
you.
my head looks when I'm right here. I mean, I look like a giant fat head.
I'm sorry. It's just I tilted it because it looked.
I don't want people to see that. They don't even know the truth.
Whoa, shaky.
I need a place for all my knowledge.
All the knowledge. Okay. Yeah, so the normal J Henry, it's a solid bottle. You guys have heard me talk about it before. It's honestly showing some of Wisconsin's like best that it has to offer, being 100% from Wisconsin, grain to glass, Wisconsin whiskey. Now, this Bellefontaine is, I believe, the same whiskey, but finished in the cognac barrels. It's called Bellefontaine Reserve, which is a long word that's somewhat difficult to spell. Not very difficult, but it's just a long word. So typing it out was bothersome. But cognac finished whiskey in the glass, on the nose. Significantly sweeter. It's got like, I want to say it's got like an almondy, like a sweet almondy note to it. Almost like an amaretto, note, like almonds, a bit of red fruit. It's got like a bit of vanilla. Man, that pasta is just strong. That's strong.
Well, you know what? If you would have made me food that I could have eaten, I wouldn't have to eat the pasta. You couldn't take the garbage in. You couldn't make me food. What were you expecting?
If you would have been here on time.
And even at then here on time, something like
if you want to be covered from the camera so they can't watch you eat, just go like that.
You're gonna drop your buckers.
It's just on the mat, and that's not my new one, I don't think. Maybe it is. Anyway.
You just want me to be hidden so that way all the attention can be back on you.
No, some people don't like eating on camera, actually, believe it or not. I like to eat on camera. Some people actually really enjoy watching people eat on camera. But
now you're kinky ass.
Well, yeah, because sometimes I have to live vicariously through someone when I'm not allowed to eat junk food.
Mm.
But Lauren's got a secret, apparently.
It's not a secret.
Okay.
I thought of what I can bring to that party.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, you're gonna like this idea.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll make barbecue chicken meatballs, so they're local. You can eat them.
Oh, okay. Well, now I'm gonna taste this Bellefontaine Reserve on the palate. It is sweet, actually, up front. Sweet. It's got, I feel like almond butter, kind of like when you have like almond flavored, like pink squirrel type vibes on the beginning of the palate. But in the finish, I am getting spice, a good amount of spice too, like a nice cinnamon or allspice on the back end of the palate. And then in the finish, it's finishing nice and strong, good proof that allspice is coming back up and through. A good oak presence in here as well. The cognac influence, I feel, is making it much sweeter, much more of a fruity, sugary sweetness than the original, whereas the original kind of has a little bit more of like a butterscotchy vanilla sweetness. This one is definitely stepping more into the fruity side of things. I want to say it's got some other light fruits in there. Man, hard to pick some notes out of this. So let's see what the people have to say. Wow. Okay. Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. Here we go. No, wait.
Why are you so far behind?
I don't know. I normally it
What's wrong with you?
stops. Normally it stops. Okay, here I am. Hey, Daisy says I heard I hand washed the gun very carefully. Bought a special small bottle brush. Yeah, I mean, I have this like pink like foam. It's almost like a Scotch Brite pad, but like it's on a plastic stick, and it fits just perfectly in the Glen where I can like put it in, give it a turn, and like clean the Glen. Works out really well. Oops, Lauren. Yeah, gotta spell her name right, otherwise she'll fight you. Peter White says my sister picks the worst times to call me. Yeah, what are you doing, Sister White? Mrs. White. What are you doing?
Mrs.
Not Mrs. White. Miss? What are you doing, Miss White? Miss Sister White. You can't interrupt him when he's watching the Bourbon Bar. You should be watching the Bourbon Bar too, and then you can message him in the Bourbon Bar chat, and then we can all see what you have to say.
Now I'm starting not to like this.
The beer?
It almost tastes like an IPA.
It smells like it smells like green fruit, like guava-y, like I guess I don't know if guava's green, but it smells like a fruit that I don't normally eat.
Well, you aren't from the tropical areas, so that would make sense.
Oh, is it tropical? Oh, yeah.
Stop touching it. I'm trying to look it up. Brooklyn Brewery.
It tastes pretty good though. Joe Dickinson says, still cracks me up when Holden smelled mint on Eagle. You know, man, okay, I literally
Way to bring that up.
I always have chapped lips when I'm live streaming. It's like a whole thing because I always have chapped lips.
That
and
wasn't
I
on
grab
live stream. That was on
I
video.
know.
That smells like
I know. But I always grab the chapstick and then remember I'm live streaming tonight. I can't put this on, otherwise I'm gonna smell mint in a freaking rye. Or I mean in a bourbon, not even a rye. So I don't have chapstick on right now. My lips are so dry. Hey, Sugar says, have you considered asking Nancy on the stream next time? Don't be afraid if you're a small stream. She's very community based. Spread the word and you'll get a ton of viewers. I have considered it. I don't want to be embarrassed because she's just so good, you know, at what she does. I don't want to come on here and just be like saying things and then just being wrong. It's like,
what if you say something and you're right, and then she's like, yeah, so I talked to the Bourbon Bar the other day, and you guys, you know what I mean? You're losing opportunities. What's wrong with you? You have one damn job.
One job. I've considered numerous times reaching out because like she does all this J Henry stuff, but I wanted to go to J Henry and tour J Henry and talk to the people at J Henry too. And I feel like that's something I would want to do before I had Nancy on here. And they have some more things from J Henry. They have a Patton Road Reserve. That one I believe is their cast strength. And then they have their yearly limited releases, which have like a black label and with gold on it, which I'm hoping to get one this year. I had opportunities to buy them other years, but I want one this year. Bama says I ain't too interested in the nose as long as it tastes good. It's funny. I love the nose with the palate, but that's because I like to drink slow so I don't get too, drunk. And the nose is a really good way to kind of sit in it without getting too drunk, I guess. But the palate, you're right. The palate is, if it doesn't have good palate, then a nose isn't going to make up for it, and that's for sure. Sugar said you could do a J Henry Still Austin, Wyoming, and Magnus comparison. Yeah, I just need some Still Austin. I don't have any Wyoming either. But I've tasted the Still Austin before. I believe Tipsy Whiskey Steven sent me some Still Austin before, and I really enjoyed that. So that would be one I'd be interested in getting as well. I do have the 2 bottles of Magnus over there in the corner that I have yet to open because I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So obviously, guys, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm at 968 last time I checked, which I've been at for a while because I haven't had time to really grind things out. But that's no excuses, Holden. Come on, you gotta put the foot down, pedal to the metal, and get to that 1,000 subscriber mark so I can finally open my batch of cigar blend, one of my batches of cigar blend, for you lovely people. That says I usually avoid mint note bourbons because bourbon's like the plague. LOL. Yeah. Well, to be fair, there's not a lot of mint in bourbon. A lot of ryes can have mint.
To be fair, there was no mint in the bourbon.
It was Eagle Rare. Yeah, I was wearing eucalyptus chapstick. So like eucalyptus chapstick, and then like you're in the Glen, and then you're just smelling your lips, basically. It was rough. But Sugar Kitty is right. Some ryes give a very minty smell and taste. That's true. OMG, Chateau Bow Wow might as well do the stream from there.
I don't remember what I was yelling at you for.
I don't know, but we have to go to Woodman's and get the new 4 Roses.
You can't act like I didn't hear you shit talking my meanness to you.
I never said you were mean once. I just said that I had to. I just said that I had to get it.
I'll let you buy it if you let me pluck out wax every hair on your body, except for your face hairs.
Not every hair.
Every hair, including your armpit and butt.
You can't do my butt. Nothing is more uncomfortable than having a shaven butt.
I won't do the inside. I'll just do the outside.
I feel like the outside. I honestly feel like the outside of my butt would hurt less than my toes. Like my butt cheek, like waxing my butt cheek. I feel like that wouldn't hurt at all. There's a reason. There's a reason why parents slap you on the butt is because it's a giant thing of fat with less feelings than other parts of your body.
Sure.
It is. That's why you're allowed to slap people. Well, that's why you used to be allowed to slap people on the butt. I mean, like, as child versus adult, as punishment. I mean. Anyway, so yeah, apparently I can get it. I just have to get every bit of my body waxed. So when you guys see me on next week's live stream, I'll be completely hairless. Yep, mint usually means rye heavy. Yeah, depending on the rye, some ryes can have mint and other ryes don't, and even though they're still super rye. Joe Dings is ow.
See?
What? You weren't waxing it, you were just pulling it, and why would you do that in front of a live camera?
I didn't know you were gonna react. You said it wasn't gonna hurt.
Everything hurts more when you only pull it. When you're pulling it out, it's different. Joe says mint/dill has to do with the variety of rye used in the mash. True, I think I did know that one. It was cooler this morning, so I got a 15-mile bike ride in before it got too hot. You're a stud.
It's cool. It was cooler this morning, so I just went for a 15-mile bike ride.
We have a long unfinished nuclear plant in northeast Alabama called Bellefontaine. Interesting. This one's spelled Bellefontaine like Belle, and then Fontaine, obviously. But that's interesting. I wonder where they get the names for this stuff. I saw a dill moonshine recently. That might be a little bit much. Her last name is Vulcaner. Oh, okay. Well, she's not Miss White. She's Miss Vulcaner, which is, might I say, a baller last name.
Why?
Vulcaner. Because it just sounds so cool. Like,
it sounds like vulture?
No, it sounds like Vulcaner. Like a Vulcan.
Vulcan salt?
Yeah, but I don't know. It just sounds like a bitchin' last name. Maybe dill mint, anise from rye. I do get anise sometimes, and I don't like it. Anise it's only okay. I think bad acts. Bobby is smelling his mustache product sometimes when he is nosing. How could you not? I know. Well, it's right there, so you would think so, right?
What do you think that smells like?
Well, usually it's probably like a peppermint. Like, I don't know. I feel like if I had a mustache, I'd want to put like peppermint oil. I think people put like peppermint oil on it.
That would burn.
I don't know. I used to get my shampoo. We used to have peppermint oil in it when I got my haircut at the thing. And then you walk outside and like the wind would blow through it and it was like cooling on your scalp. It was amazing. It was a great feeling.
What happened to your arm?
I literally told you yesterday when I got home from work. And it was bleeding, remember?
It looked like another whore bit you.
Either way. I can nurse a shot glass with the best of them. True. People always take their shots, and I'm like, just slow down, enjoy it. Maybe ask Nancy when she's going to be at J Henry. Let her know you have a channel, and then are in the area. Meeting in person would be a way to start the process. Yeah, in person, and then be able to talk and interview her. Actually at J Henry would be so cool. Big aspirations, but honestly, finding a time to do it is impossible. Not impossible. I really just gotta try harder, but it's just like, wow, there's not enough time in a day. Old Weller Antique 107 dropped this week, limit one per person, but they were in hundreds of stores, so the one person was a fail. That sucks. I mean, that's awesome, but it sucks. In the community, Mr. Greatshot is in Austin and can help with Still Austin. Wyoming seems to be generally available. Yeah, I've seen Wyoming everywhere, and Magnus samples can be arranged. Mr. Greatshot's a stud. My butt cheeks won't hurt. TMI. Seriously, TMI. Yeah, TMI.
Yeah, TMI. Why are you telling people about it?
Well, at least I wasn't talking about the butthole, you know? What is that
you
thing?
Have two
what is that
TMIs
thing?
On this channel
what is that thing called in Star Wars? One with the teeth that swallows Boba Fett? I mean, that swallows Jango Fett. It's called like a thing, but it like the Narlax or something, or like the I don't know. It's a big worm thing. But I was gonna use. I should not finish that sentence.
Yeah,
He says, some more mint, perhaps even on a high rye bourbon. True. Rip Kelly Clarkson. Oh, wait, did Kelly Clarkson die, or did I just do? Did I what? Rip Kelly Clarkson. Rip Kelly Clarkson. Ouch. Does anyone make sense? I'm confused. Sugar said
to the bar right here.
You happened, Mrs. I'm gonna make the cocktail and spill it all over the entire bar, even though we didn't have a towel, because I haven't gotten time. There are more than one type of mint too. Yes, menthol, spearmint, and peppermint, all different flavor chemicals. Yeah, I actually peppermint. I love spearmint gum, but I love peppermint flavor. And then menthol is okay, but I love spearmint and peppermint the most, I think. We have a new plant in Arizona called Palo Verde. All power it generates goes to California. The idea is just to start the process. Maybe you have trouble meeting, but just the initial email to Nancy will produce some other way to be on the channel. You're right. I gotta stop making excuses and just start doing. That's honestly, that's what I gotta do, and I will. Okay. This J Henry and Sons, great expression. It's significantly better than the original. I mean, not like the original's bad, but like if I'm doing a side-by-side comparison, this one just like it offers more. Better proof, more flavor, good spice, good. That cognacness is adding a lot to it. The good is still the original is still really good. Honestly, I'm getting a lot more of those sweet, like caramely flavors now on the nose of this one, and that sweet corn is popping out a bit more. Yeah, but overall, both very good whiskeys. If you guys ever get the chance to get this, definitely pick it up. There's also one that they have out that people are obsessed with in Wisconsin. I think it's probably one of the more better selling ones. I mean, they're all really good selling, to be fair. They don't last usually long on shelves. But I know for a fact I've seen a lot of people talk about their Armagnac. It's called the La Flame. The bottle is like orange with like fire on it. What are you doing?
I was sick of holding myself up.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can like lean on me if you want.
Well, this is why the bar should be back further, so.
Well, I want to put shelves back there.
Just put something in the basement.
I should just.
Yeah, you should.
Finish the basement, huh?
Just finish the corner and we'll work our way out.
Sorry about that. Confused. Hannity says, no, I was quoting the 40-Year-Old Virgin movie where Steve Carell gets... Oh.
What does that mean?
40-Year-Old Virgin?
Of what? You?
The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Virgin.
Yeah,
like
Steve Carell. Steve Carell. Yeah, he gets waxed in it, and then he says... or he rips off and he goes, Kelly Clarkson! Ouch. Yeah. That makes more sense.
I've seen that movie since I was in college.
I've never seen that movie, but I've seen clips of it. That's funny though. Start doing. Now there's the attitude. What do you have to lose? The rest of us will help. That's true. I really don't have anything to lose. Maybe a little bit of embarrassment, but I'm always embarrassed because let's be honest, I give out bad answers all the time. Luckily, with tasting subjective, so I can get the basis of it. It's just that maybe it's going to be a little bit more vague with my notes. Joe says I missed something. Why is he waxing his whole body? Because Lauren said the only way that I can get the Four Roses single barrel is if I wax my whole body.
Yeah, because it's funny when Holden's in pain.
I would say we could do it on the channel, but maybe we'll just put the camera. We'll just put the camera on my face, and then you guys can just watch my expression as I shout in pain. That still might be a little bit too intimate. Sugar Kitty says I've had a sample of La Flamme I got from Cam. OMG, it's a hitter. Yeah. I've actually I've had the Patent Road. I've had the Patent Road, which is their barrel strength. I had a pour of that at the Bourbon Room, and that is really good too. But I think the La Flamme is the one bottle that I never had, and I think it's the most popular one from J Henry, to be honest. So hopefully I can get one this year. And because
every year?
They do actually I think more than once a year. It's more readily available than like their end of the year statement ones. But I really should be like repping the Wisconsin brand more as a Wisconsin bourbon tuber or whiskey tuber.
Bourbon tuber.
I should definitely rep the Wisco guys because I love this stuff. To be fair, counter. To be fair, what?
Nothing.
Biking Bourbon's in the chat says, "Hey, cheers, everyone! Everyone, cheers! Biking Bourbon, man, cheers to you, buddy. Thanks for being here. We're drinking some J Henry, Wisconsin represent on the channel today. Well, actually, I just got done drinking the J Henry, but it's very good. They've got the Bellefontaine Reserve here. Four Roses barrel strength is not that good. Joe Dickinson says Dickens. Joe, that is a controversial opinion. That's a hot take. So people in the chat are going to be pretty mad at you. I do have this one here. I think it's pretty good. It's not my favorite. Why not?
It's too gross.
Too gross. Well, when Casey brings up that Woodford batch proof, hopefully you like that one too.
Maybe I could do the video on that.
You could do the video on it. I told Casey that he could do the video with me since he bought it for me, and he's gonna come over and bring it. I was gonna see when he could come over. We could record maybe a Booker's the review of this and on the other one together.
Wow.
It's like
I'll make sure I have my hot pants on that night because I'll be drunk.
I won't be drunk. But yeah. Hey, he says, yeah, man, I don't have a hairy back or anything, but the rest of me is a squatch. LOL. I've got like
a hairy back either.
I got like a patch
like
this
big
strip on my back.
It's weird.
Yeah. But I'm a hairier person. Waxing sounds horrific. Yeah. She's waxed my toes before because she just likes to like see me in pain. And I let her once, and then she got done with the first foot, and I was like, no more. Nope. I can't do it anymore. It hurt.
Hairy foot.
It hurt so bad. But to
And
be fair,
you cut them either. That hurts.
to be fair, it didn't grow back for a very long time. That one foot was hairless for like months. Like I think like 2 or 3 months before I started growing hair back on
That's
it.
the point.
I know. Bama says blasphemy, and Joe says that I meant not good enough to get waxed. Okay, fair. I wouldn't even do it for the LE, and it's way better. That's the one I hope to find this year is a Four Roses LE. Because last year I got just about every allocated one that I'm not everyone, but a lot of the allocated ones that I was looking for. But I searched high and low for that Four Roses LE. Did not see it at all. So I was bummed. I'll sip to that J Henry Charcuterie Board Barrel Strength. It's from fall 2021, I believe. Charcuterie Board Barrel Strength.
Does it come with cheese?
Does it come with cheese? Because that would be cool. Casey says 2X ODM keepers so damn good after you let it sit. So speaking of, yeah, that sounds actually awesome. What is everyone drinking tonight? What is everyone sipping on?
I'm sipping on a beer that's only okay.
Lauren's sipping on a mediocre beer.
Wasting my time on it.
We'll go grab another one.
I can't even sit in the chair.
Lean against me so the people can see your face.
Because you don't like it, you yell at me.
No, I don't like it when you sit on this and hurt my leg. But you could
What
lean
am I, a
against
big
me.
old fat bitch?
Yeah, what everyone's sipping on. Hanging Easy says, I have no Four Roses opinion. One I liked, one I didn't like. Yeah, I mean,
I didn't like it.
this is I've had some other Four Roses that were good. This is the first barrel strength I had, and it is
like
good.
Dirt.
It tastes better than dirt, and I think you're just getting a placebo from it being called Four Roses.
No, roses smell good. Dirt doesn't.
But Sugar says if he means barrel strength, or if he means barrel select instead of barrel strength, that I agree with Joe. That's the one with 6 roses instead of 4. But he means a private select barrel strength. Then I'll defend it. Yeah, but 4 roses private select depends on your private and which recipe. Yeah, well, Woodman's did a good job with this one last year, so I'm hoping that they do a good job with this one this year. And the new one is 11 years and 2 months old, whether this one's 11 and 7. So I figured I had a better chance getting the 11-year one than the 8-year one from Festival. So that's good. Hey, Nazy says I have hobbit toes. No waxing these either.
He has hot toes?
Hobbit toes.
Ew, what is that?
You mean, like Lord of the Rings, Bilbo Baggins?
I don't watch that show.
Frodo, Mr. Frodo.
He has
and Samwise.
toes?
They're hobbits, so they walk around barefoot all the time, and they just got these like really big. They're midget, or not midgets. They're short people. They're little people.
That's not how you call people.
They're little people, and they have huge feet, and they're always barefoot, and they're hairy.
So like, you need a wax.
Yeah.
Does it look like you're wearing a sock?
Yes.
Cut it.
4 Roses, Ellie, very a lot. I don't know. I haven't been around long enough to. Everything I've heard about 4 Roses Ellie is that they're awesome. Charcuterie board should come with both cheese and sausages. Hell yeah, I agree. Sippin' Booker's Apprentice with a little water, room temp. Ooh, I should really get to that, shouldn't I? Team up with Pepperidge Farms? ? Pepperidge Farms. I have 7 bottles of 4 Roses, so yep, I like it. That's a good amount. And don't forget the crackers. You gotta have crackers if you're gonna have a charcuterie board. Red Cabin here. Good show, you two. Out. Bino, thanks for being here, man. Enjoy the Red Cabin, and peace out to you as well. I'll do a post.
Sometimes he says that, and then he comes back like 5 minutes later.
That's true. I'll do a post with the J Henry charcuterie board pic on Instagram. Do it, yeah, do it. I want to see what it looks like. I actually haven't even heard of the charcuterie pic or the charcuterie report. Yeah, you know what I'm trying. You know what I'm trying to say. Dwarves. Bama said dwarves is a fair assessment. Hobbits had hairy feet. Yes, they did. Pepperidge Farms is low end. Holden deserves better. I do deserve the best of the best.
You only get those nice fancy crackers from Costco. Like, I think they're called the multi-grain.
Multi-grain?
No, multi-train or something like that. They're really yummy.
Okay, so now before we get into the apprentice batch, I'll pour both at the same time. That one is the apprentice batch. But I do want to get a little bit of a nip of last year's
You want some nips?
batch. This one is the Pinky's batch. Stacy was drinking this earlier.
Why is the Pinky's batch not pink?
I wondered the same thing. But because shit, what batch was it? Lumberyard? No. The 03 batch of last year had a pink label, like an orangish pink. It was one that everyone loved that Joe actually picked up for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I expected it to be called Pinky's batch, and it wasn't. It was called honestly, I forget. It was called something else though. And then I got this one, which is Pinky's batch, and it's got a blue label, and I'm like, what the hell? So it's a little confusing. But that being said, I got the Pinky's batch over here in the Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans blend. Then I'm going to be pouring the Apprentice batch 2023 02 in a Bourbon Junkies blend over here. So, actually, I'll give you guys some stats on this bottle. This is the 2023-02 Booker's batch, Apprentice batch. This comes in at 62.75% alcohol. That's 125.5 proof. It is 7 years, 1 month, and 2 days old. And there you guys can see the label. You got the guide. Distilling some whiskey over there. And then in the story, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically it's talking about Booker learning how to make whiskey from Carl, and then getting like the Booker distillery or whatever, and then starting it and making all the Bookers line up and that kind of stuff, because Booker was the apprentice to Carl. So that's the gist of it. Yeah, I mean, as far as the makeup of it, there's a lot of it came from fourth floors in the Rick houses. There's one of them from the 9-story warehouse, from the 7th floor of the 9-story warehouse H. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Let's give it a taste. Actually, we'll warm up on the Pinky's batch, and then we'll go ahead and taste the Apprentice batch and give it a comparison, a fair comparison. Lauren, where'd you go? Why? The people need you. They want you. They need your love. They need your time. And everything's wrong. Okay, also, you keep taking my Dr. Peppers, opening them, drinking a quarter of them, and then leaving them on the end table next to the couch. There's 2 3/4 full ones over there.
I like them flat.
Drink them.
Well, then just buy 2 liters.
Anyway, so switching over to Booker's. So, Pinky's batch. Actually, I can't remember where I placed Pinky's batch last year when I tasted it. I actually think it was close to last place. I think I put third place. I think I put 01 first, 02 second. Or no, 01 first, 03 second, 04, and then 02 was last, which was a big upset. Hobbit equals extra big feet. Very true. Don't drink Pinky's first. Why not? You're going to be really disappointed if you do.
Disappointed in that or this?
I think he means disappointed in this. I have tasted this already, Joe. I would like to do a side-by-side, but I'll drink this one first because you said so. Casey says, what the heck was that sauce that Holden didn't know was a thing? I need that. I know it's vague. It's called beaver juice. No, beaver mustard. Beaver mustard, sorry. Beaver juice is some other pleasantry that I won't.
You're gross. TMI. When you get a soundboard, you're gonna have to get a TMI button too.
I can do a soundboard on my laptop. I just haven't. I still want to make the freaking to be fair counter because right now Hanging AZ is doing a great job with the to be fair counter. To be fair, he's doing a good job. But I would love to just put Wayne and Derry and frickin' Squirrely Dan in there and just press the button on the keyboard and have him go to be fair, and then just that would be great.
Who is this from?
Hank says, I know you paid $60 for that story, LOL. Yeah, you're right. Better read the card. You want me to read the card? I could. 03 was first. Was it first in my review? That would make sense. I mean, everyone liked it the best. That is
this is
Casey's, yeah.
I didn't know that you got this.
Because I have the glass too.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, she is a soda abandoner. You guys need to see a console. I know, right? She just
Look it. Some of us
it.
Put our sodas in the fridge halfway, drinked, and then don't touch it, and it just tastes like fridge.
Yeah,
Who
and
wants
then
that?
2.5 weeks later, I'll go in and say, oh, there's a soda there that needs to get finished, and I'll just drink it.
That's gross.
I don't care. She's also a beer abandoner.
Yeah, but that's gross.
I know, but even the good beers, she'll just forget that she's drinking beer. And then it's time to go to bed, and instead of just chugging it like a normal human being, she just says, oh, looks like I wasted $5 on a beer, and then just goes to bed.
Because I can't chug it, I'll puke.
Yeah.
Can you stop judging me?
I don't judge. Ow. Haynazy wants me to read the card, so I'll zip through it really fast. It says the second release of the Booker's Bourbon 2023 collection is Booker's Batch 2023-02 Apprentice Batch. This batch pays homage to the early days of my dad Booker No's career, far before he was a 6th-generation master distiller, when he first learned the art of making bourbon under the guidance of his cousin Carl Beam. When Booker started working at the Jim Beam Distillery in Claremont in 1952, Carl became like a mentor to him. Back then, they didn't have an official titles like Master Distiller, but everyone knew Carl was in charge. He didn't put up with any foolishness and made sure that Booker was set straight. But even if Booker did mess around sometimes, he was a fast starter and was ready to be put to work, and that quickly got him Carl's approval. Halfway there. Sorry.
Next time you should get some helium and drink it and then do this.
That's true. 2 years later, after Booker started, we purchased a distillery. 2 years after Booker started, we purchased a distillery in Boston, Kentucky to increase our production capabilities. Carl and Booker worked closely together to get it up and running, but eventually Carl handed the reins over to Booker, and this is where he was able to experiment and master the bourbon making process. And later on, the location was renamed the Booker Note Distillery. Carl showed Booker the ropes at the distillery, but from there, his approach was sink or swim. It was just the push that Booker needed. His apprenticeship under Carl helped him become the master distiller and legendary innovator we all remember him as today. I think that's like the best I've read a card, and honestly, I don't even read comments that fast. You guys should probably be proud of me. I messed up one time, maybe, if that.
I'm so glad that you finally can show the world that you actually
know how to read. Yeah, that was.
Read this really fast.
Dr. Pepper.
Oh my gosh, you want to hear a story?
I was gonna. Okay, go ahead.
You can just.
No, you gotta tell the people though. Everyone wants to hear this story.
I don't know if I want to share my story. It's embarrassing.
Why not? You just said, want to hear a story? And now everyone is leaned in closer to their phones and their computers. They turned up the volume. They're ready for Lauren's embarrassing, weird story.
So we were walking into a brewery, and I didn't see the lady in front of me, so I burped really loud. And then she just walked past me, and she goes, nice.
Yeah, that's what I would say, too. Yeah, true. And $10 for the wood box. That's true. Beaver mustard is good. Ran out and bought the hot and sweet German mustard this time.
Holden likes them hot and sweet.
I do have a Booker's box full of corks. I think my daughters use them for doll clothes. Yeah, we should put some corks in here.
Wait, the box or the
box? They put the wine corks in there?
No, they put the doll clothes in the box?
Oh, probably, yeah.
Or they made doll clothes out of corks.
No, I'll put it in the box, I think. And I think since that is a nice story. I've stacked up on Dr. Pepper lately. Had a taste for it ever since surgery.
I like Dr. Pepper too. It's a
well, if there's anyone who can fix it, Sugar Kitty, it's Dr. Pepper.
So,
okay, so he's a
if
doctor.
If you go to Culver's, their Dr. Pepper tastes like coffee.
Coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay.
Actually, wait. They changed to Coke products. Do they have Dr. Pepper there?
Is Dr. Pepper like a Pepsi or Coke product, or is it its own thing?
I don't know. That's why I'm trying to see if it says on here. Illegal.
Whoa. I swear to God, I'm not even lying. I think I just smelled barbecue sauce.
Ew.
I don't know. I could be on crack.
Stop telling the world.
I don't know. I think I just got a barbecue sauce. I could be the Glen, but I don't know.
Why would there be barbecue sauce in the Glen?
I don't know. Put some barbecue sauce on my titties.
It's more like this. So I was sitting there, barbecue sauce on my titties.
So I was sitting there, barbecue sauce on my titties. Actually,
like, what the fuck?
It's a video.
Yeah.
It's a video. Don't worry.
From when we were young.
Don't worry. I only ever occasionally put barbecue sauce on my titties.
One time I put olive oil on my titties.
Olive oil on your titties. Oh, that's true. I didn't see a picture of it. Anyway, back to the nose. So it does. I mean, maybe a faint barbecue, but if anything, it's got like a sweet.
It's probably like a
mesquite. I don't know. It probably is like mesquite.
I don't taste any barbecue.
I was in full nose and I was like a bit distant. I was like here.
Did you put barbecue sauce up your nose before you smelled it? Did you put barbecue sauce flavored chapstick on?
No, I don't have barbecue sauce flavored chapstick on.
That's a sad life.
That is a sad life. Imagine having barbecue sauce flavored chapstick.
You would eat it. Wouldn't you?
Maybe. Okay, so I'm getting like the oak. I'm getting a little bit of like a peppery, like a black peppery ness to it. It's definitely got some more unique notes than I'm used to in a Booker's for sure. I'm getting a bit of that peanut dust, which I do enjoy the nuttiness in a Booker's. Yeah, I feel like there might be a little bit of like a vibrant fruit note in there somewhere, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not on the nose as much. But I'm gonna taste the palate and see if I can ring a bell.
Ring the bells. Ring. Ring.
Wow. This one is tingly on my tongue.
Tingly.
Honestly, it does drink all of 125 proof. That much I can say. I'm going for a second sip. Get acclimated to this here. Okay. Okay, on the palate, spicy. I think spicy is a word that I would use. I would go with an allspice or a baking spice type. Maybe more like a cinnamony spice. It's almost drying. Not super tannicky oak, but like a little bit of a tannic oak on the back end. In the beginning, maybe a hint of sweetness, but not as much as I thought it did off the rip when I had it the other day. I do want to say that I am getting like a black peppery note, which is a good. I mean, black pepper honestly can be a very good note. A lot of people like that black pepper note.
I don't.
Let's go on for another sip.
The taste is good when I pinch you.
It's got like savory like notes to it. I do get a bit of a peanutty, like away from peanut dust into a peanutty ness on the front of the palate of this one. But yeah, I would say like a black peppery peanutty front of the palate. Moving on into the spice, it's definitely spicy kind of the whole way through. On the finish, it leaves you kind of with a tannicky oak. I don't know. This will be an interesting one in a blind, but I will do a comparison against this 2021 or 2022-04 Pinky's batch real quick. But I want to see if Joe has anything to add. He said, I did that once in the Costco parking lot, so loud I almost gave an old lady a heart attack, which I believe he's talking about burping.
Oh my goodness. Old lady.
That poor old lady.
Oh my gosh, look it. My bun right now looks like a witch's hat, but mini. In the camera.
Oh, it does look like a witch's hat. Hey, he says,
like
good
a
thing it
slime.
wasn't a B chart combo. B chart.
What is that?
Burp.
Burp chart?
Chart. Have you ever heard of a burp snart? It's a burp sneeze fart. Hashtag grownups.
Holden did that one time.
Joe says it smells like burning rubber, which I believe is his analytical note of this Booker's. Bama says barbecue sauce. Now you're talking Alabama. Well, it's probably more of like a mesquite than a barbecue sauce, but I do just get something a little bit in there. Bundaberg Oz. Bundaberg Oz. I don't know. Joe Moore, accurate prob. Now that I sniff it, oh well. Yeah, like it's like a little bit of like a rubbery.
Do you think that the person who made this, when they hear all these people saying, this is horrible, blah, 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 it smells like burning rubber, do you think they go home and cry? Do you think they go and they're just like...
I think everyone has hits and everyone has misses and everyone's palate's different. So, I mean, there's people, I'm sure if I watch reviews on it, there's going to be people out there that love this stuff. I'm probably going to do a little bit more comparisons to my other Bookers before I put out the review on this one. So that way I can see if I just am like in my head about liking it. It's not, I mean, Jason from the Mashing Drum really put this one down. It's not that bad, but maybe it's not as good as I originally had thought when I drank it the other day. He probably has incredibly high standards, seeing as he's probably tasted some of the most expensive and good, best tasting whiskey in the world, being, you know, Mash and Drum. But anyways, he said fountain ginger ale is good in Wisconsin old fashioned. Ginger ale.
I have people ask for that at Station 1, and then we say we don't have ginger ale, but we have ginger beer, and then they get all weird.
Well, like a ginger beer is called a Kentucky Buck. Or a Kentucky Mule, I mean. And so I would imagine
not with the bitters and the oranges and stuff.
That's true. That's a Kentucky buck, I think. What's a Kentucky buck? I think that's a Kentucky buck. I'm not sure. Joe Dickinson says tingly. It's like fire water. Yeah, it is. It is hot. I noticed a nice Kentucky hug with it. Yes, absolutely. Hugs on the way down.
So when we go to Kentucky, are we gonna hug too?
Yes, absolutely. So spicy, burning my tongue, needling out. Yeah, it's just like attacking my orifices here. After the burn dies down, it has an artificial sweetener aftertaste. Well, the thing is, Joe,
Holden likes it.
I eat an assload of artificial sweetener.
I like honey.
I could see that. I could see that sweet. Not like super bad though. I mean, it is there. I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Probably isn't the best, but I don't hate it at all. Anyways, he says Holden is a better taster than the whiskey wrapper for sure. I don't know who the whiskey wrapper is. Does that mean? I feel mean when I don't know people. The whiskey wrapper. I feel like I should know him since I love rap and I love whiskey. But honestly, I just haven't had time to really explore whiskey tube anyway recently. Peanuts and a beam. I'm shocked. No, honestly, yeah. It's a little shocking. I would never expect there to be peanuts in a Booker's for sure. I maintain there's not a bad Booker's. I'm with you. There's less good Bookers compared to other Bookers, but I haven't had one that I've been thoroughly disappointed with yet. It's definitely not as bad as Jason made it seem. Joe says it's got traditional bourbon flavor with some citrus, but the finish is dry and sour. Yes, dry for sure. The sourness, I feel like that's kind of that like tangy fruit I was thinking of earlier. It seem it's got like a little bit of sourness to it. But not in a super bad way. I don't know. You're right. It has got some good traditional bourbon flavors. It is, by all means, a good cask strength or a good barrel strength, hot, proofy bourbon. It's a good bottle, but would it beat this? That's what we have to see. So let's do a little side by side. Over here, we got 2022-04 Pinky's batch on the nose. Honestly, I just got like a weird menthol. Just kidding, not menthol, but like honestly, I feel like there's a little bit of like a cough drop cherry note in here. Like a little bit of a cooling cough drop cherry. Not much, but I was just like really deep in there and I feel like I got it. But I did get a good amount of baking spice and
No, but it kind of smells like eggnog.
Eggnog? Well, eggnog has that like medicinal, like eggnog always tastes like a medicine, like medicinal cherry, like.
Not the one you made.
Well, yeah.
Eggnog doesn't taste like cherries.
No, I mean store-bought night. Like if you get an eggnog shake from McDonald's, it tastes like medicine almost.
I don't normally get that.
It's got like a medicinal taste. I like them, but I like everything. But yeah, no, this has got like a good baking spice. It's like a savory sweetness, like baked goods. I think a little bit of fruit as well. A little bit, maybe like a nutmeggy spice on there. But let's get on the palate. Shit. Okay. So the palate is also very good, obviously. Okay, hold on. It tastes good. For reference, this one is 122.4 proof and 6 years, 10 months, and 10 days. So this one is 3 months older and about 3 proof higher.
It's cold in here.
I'm sorry. You know what, Joe? That is a very fair assessment. Putting them side by side, this one does have a lot more of a citrus sour like note to it. I mean, it's not abundant. It's not like harsh in your face. But it definitely gets, especially in comparison, this one has got those rounder, more baked good, sweet, kind of savory flavors. This one, you're right, it has some tangy, sweet, citrusy type vibes to it with those typical bourbon notes. And this one is significantly more tannic than this one. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not bad. This one is not a bad pick. Or not a bad blend by Booker's. It's not the best one. It's not going to win in the blind, but I am going to be interested to see where it places in the blind. I'd like to hopefully get some more Bookers from this year. I'd love to find number 1 because people have said number 1 from this year is very good. But I don't think I'll find it because I didn't see it in any of the stores when number 1 came out, and obviously this is number 2, and I seen it at all the stores. So. But it would be an interesting comparison. So you guys are just going to have to look forward to whenever I put out a blind with these in. Oh, you got to think about what it looks like on the screen. Like when you're down there like this, like you got to, they don't know what you're doing and it just looks bad.
Stop bringing it up. Nobody's paying attention to the bottom of the fucking screen. I'm going to hurt you.
I don't know. Hanging Easy says I get lots of citrus in the OGD line. Hanging, I'm gonna freaking buy some OGD for you. I mean, for me to drink in front of you, for you. So soon. I bought.
Is it gonna be like a show and tell?
My dad's Father's Day gift was OGD 114. I told Lauren she could either pick up Bottle and Bond or 114 for my dad for Father's Day, because she had to run to the store for me because I was working. And she got the 114, and that's what I gave him. But I didn't even get to drink any of it because I'd been golfing all day, which was super cool. And I honestly had so much fun. I tore around in my Camaro. It was awesome. But why isn't it working?
What happened?
Oh, wait, hold on. It's just lagging. Joe says the last 3 batches were so good. This one just doesn't hold up to me. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, honestly, like the 2022-03 and the Pinky's batch, like they're very good. This one, you're right, doesn't really hold candle to those, but like the 2022-02 and 2022-01, I don't know. I'm gonna put it in a blind, and we're gonna see what my honest opinion is of it without having like a bias. That'll really be the determining factor. I really want to find 2023-01 though, because that one's a good one. Hey, he says I have that jar you sent me, Holden. Splash some ginger ale in it for fizz instead of 7-Up. Oh, smart. Yeah. I should try that. Batman says LOL for sure, kitty. LOL for sure, kitty. Not sugar kitty. For sure, kitty. There was a Booker's about 1.5 to 2 years ago that was really dusty, musty peanuts. I love dusty, musty peanuts.
You're gross.
You only have to decide between peanuts, peanut shells, peanut butter, peanut husks, or peanut oil. That's true. I really like the dusty like peanut shell, and I love a peanut butter. Normal peanuts are okay, but not my favorite. I mean, like I'm talking like whiskey flavors here. And peanut oil, again, is like, meh, I could do without the peanut oil. But I love the peanut dust, like from the peanut shells, and then peanut butter. Those are my two favorite kind of peanuts to get in whiskey. Whiskey Reaper, my bad. He did a viral Booker's tasting video. Oh, okay. So I know Whiskey Reaper. That's different. Not rapper. Reaper. Pinkies is so fruit forward, way better in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, it's got like a I feel like it's just got like a nice. I like a medicinal note on it, like a medicinal fruity note. I do like the medicinal fruity note. So I gotta say I'm a sucker for that. Yeah, I mean, it is good. It is good. I can't shit talk it at all. I wonder how different the Booker's mash bill is from OGD. I do too. That's curious. 2023-01 is way better. It's a caramel bomb. If you ever find a second one, Joe, you know who will take it. Bama says, a side note, gotten a few bottles of Jefferson's Ocean Cask. Voyager 27, very tasty. Oh, so when you say Jefferson's Ocean Cask, are you saying Jefferson's Ocean? Or are you saying Jefferson's Ocean cask strength? Because I see a lot of Jefferson's Ocean, but I've yet to see a Jefferson's Ocean cask strength before. And I've heard the cask strength is good, even though it's expensive. I heard it's good. But interesting. So we got Ivan Guevara here. We just put a couple dashes in there. Not sure. I don't know what's going on there, if it's a bot or not. Ivan, welcome to it, man. Say something. Tell us what you're drinking tonight, if you're a human. Dumbo's batch. Was that a real batch? Classic high corn. Hovers around 80% corn. Typical high rye have more in common, or typical high rye have corn more like 60%. That much I did know. Yeah. Like a 35% would be a high rye. Well, in my opinion, a high rye. I think technically a high rye is like 20% or something. No, I don't know. I know high rye really isn't that much legally, but I consider it like the 35% rye ones. Those are usually like a high rye in my opinion. Yep, cask strength, about 116 proof. That's interesting. I'd actually like to try Ocean's cask strength. That sounds really good. But yeah, all right. Anything left that we need to talk about? I mean, I can tell you guys how my weekend was. It was Father's Day. I did a scramble, kids against fathers, my dad and my dad's brother versus me and my brother and my cousin, and then a couple other guys, friends of theirs, and their sons that joined us. And the kids lost by one stroke. The dads were 6 under par, and us kids, we were only 5 under par. It came down to the last putt on the last hole. It was a 4-man scramble, and the second to last person had to putt. My dad missed the putt. My uncle missed the putt, and then it came down to another guy who was on their team. They sunk the putt to win the overall match 6 under par. So, but overall, it was a good Father's Day, and I hope you guys had a good Father's Day too. If you guys want if you guys want to share any Father's Day stories that you had or what you did this weekend, maybe you don't celebrate Father's Day or you don't have anything to do for Father's Day and you just did something fun for the weekend, that would be cool too, So what did you guys do this weekend before we close out? If you guys wanted to share, otherwise we're probably going to wrap it up pretty soon here. Hang on, Easy says, I'm just making a batch name token. Honestly though, like the funny thing is, you can take anything and make it into a batch name, and then you got like something you can sell, right? So like they're doing a really good job with keeping it as in history and family ties and that kind of stuff. But realistically, they could literally name one Beaver Mustard Batch.
Hey, it was come back from Bourbon because they would just be like,
yeah,
the Bourbon Bar.
And they could reference the Bourbon Bar. First mentioned Beaver Mustard in 2023 on July or June, whatever. Or it would have been like April or something, or May. But anyway, yeah, I mean, they could name it Beaver Mustard and have a whole story about how Booker Noel loved beavers. And then everyone else would be like, well, don't we all? And then yeah, that'd be a good way to get canceled. But hey, Macy says I grilled and drank some beers for dad, R.I.P. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people out there in that situation. I have actually a buddy whose dad passed away a couple years ago. Watches the channel occasionally, but it always sucks for all the people who get to spend time with their fathers and not getting like the people who don't get to spend time. It sucks, but they're in a better place hopefully now. So but that's cool though. Grilling and drinking, honestly, what more could you ask for? It sounds like a perfect weekend, especially with good weather. It was great weather here in Wisconsin. Perfect golfing weather. Beaver batch, groundhog batch. True, it could be like Groundhog's Day batch, like repeating itself or whatever. Like they could do a throwback, like get one a really close flavor profile to like an old one and call it Groundhog's Day. You know?
I don't understand why you would say that. Because it's like shadowing the other one.
Groundhog's Day. It's a movie with the main guy from Bill Murray. No, is it Bill Murray? Yeah. From Ghostbusters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Groundhog's Day. He repeats the same day over and over again. I'm pretty sure it's about golf. No. He's a news reporter and he's reporting on Groundhog's Day, like where he sees a shadow and stuff. But his day it's a loop movie. Yeah, I don't know. You've never seen Groundhog's Day? You can watch it sometime.
I don't want to watch
I know you don't. I knew you were gonna say that too. Tater batch. That's true. Joe says I went to Lexington, then Gatlinburg for Father's Day. Fun. That honestly, yeah, that's so you're like lucky, man. That sounds like a bitchin' Father's Day. Ron Jeremy. These are getting good. Bama says that's the best movie. So if Bama says it's a good movie, I trust him. After this live stream, Bama seems chill as hell. So I hope you come back and hang out with us every Tuesday, 6:00 CDT, Central Time.
Sometimes I'm more active. I don't
Bill
feel
Murray.
like yelling today.
Ned Ryerson. Yeah, Lauren's usually a bit more rowdy than this, but
I feel
tired.
like
Long
Paul
day.
didn't pay enough attention to me all week, so I didn't want to give as much effort in the live stream.
I'm sorry. I'll pay you attention later.
Why do you do this?
Bama says, what about Bob? A good movie too. What about Bob? I actually don't know if I've seen that one. Dr. Marvin, Dr. Leo Marvin. Thanks, dude. Yeah, no, thank you, man, for being here. Honestly, thanks everyone for being here. So that being said, well, this day we got 2 minutes and I'm close it out. That being said, that's the end of the live stream. That being said, that is the end of the live stream, everybody. Thank you all for being here so much. I appreciate all of you. We both do, actually. Love seeing you here. Joe says, finally picked up a hard truth sweet mashed rye. Good. So good. I don't know much about that one, but it sounds good. So good job. I'm proud of you. But thank you all for being here, and I hope you guys liked the video. So in a recap, J Henry's Bellefontaine Reserve, good stuff. Honestly, J Henry just makes some great stuff, especially if you're looking for something kind of unique Wisconsin whiskey. You want to know what Wisconsin has to offer. J Henry and Sons definitely has something worth talking about. Then, obviously, the new Booker's batch, 2022 or 2023-02 is the Apprentice batch. It's good. It's not as bad as people say. But it's not probably going to win any competitions in Booker's lineups. But overall, if you see it and you like Booker's, definitely go ahead and get it. This Ivan guy must be just like on one.
I don't understand.
He got it in Kentucky.
Is that a different language?
No, he sent a couple dots before. I think he's just like a robot or something. I don't know. You guys can like totally send him out of here if you want, report him or whatever. But Bama says, take care all. Great live. Thanks. Hey, yeah, man. I hope to see you here again for sure.
He's gonna come back and he's gonna be confused why I'm screaming.
Casey says, cheers all. Hope I can watch more often. Yeah, me too, man. But thank you for being here. I always appreciate seeing you on here. It's good to know someone who I can like bounce my stories off of and stuff. It's always awesome. Yeah, Richard Dreyfuss played the doctor in What About Bob? Classic flick. I'll have to watch it. But good fun, boys. Stacey H. and Lauren. So,
I'm not a boy.
yep. Is Stacey H the only girl who ever watched it? I think Stacey H is the only girl who's ever been.
I don't think I've ever seen another.
Well, I mean, Robin, obviously.
Well, yeah, but
Obviously, you can't forget her.
she
She's a
doesn't
girl.
even like to type because she's too nervous.
Hey, well, she always says cheers, and I appreciate that.
Because I
And she's
told her
probably
that
still
she
on here, and I
has-
appreciate you. Another screamer is Big Business with Betty Midler. Are you Big Business? Yes. Okay, everybody. So that being said, make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'm sorry. Leave a comment after we log off. Maybe I'm just kidding. You guys just hit the like button and thanks for being here. Also, all the other people part of the TGIT. Thank God, this Tuesday crew are usually live streaming. Bad Axe Bobby may be on. Yeah, dude, this guy's on one. Bad Axe Bobby might be on, but otherwise 21090.
Sitting on the keyboard or something.
True. 21090 is usually on Tuesdays. Bourbon Junkies. Sometimes we got
Other people.
there's other
Scotch in the
people.
Bayou.
Sugar Kitty is great at plugging these people, so feel free to put it in the chat, Sugar Kitty. Some links to the other people's channels, but make sure you guys are going and
Oh, there he is
subscribing.
again. Beeka-baka-booka.
Bikabaki Bukabaka. My Bourbon Journey is also on, another fellow Wisconsinite, so guys go over and check him out and let him know that the Bourbon Bar sent you. And we are out. We will see you all in the next class. Cheers.
I don't think white's my color. Look at how bad I look.
I think you look good, but you always look good. All right, cheers, everybody.
That was bad.
See you all in the next class.
This
Let's
is
do it
a bad
again.
cut.
Well, you're holding on. You gotta hold on to the bottom. See you all in the next class.
You're doing so quiet. Just whack that shit.
Whew, that was loud. Okay, have a good night, everybody, and thank you all for being here.